everyone, and welcome to Dulcie's Creations. We have a new project, so thank you for being here with me. Please do remember to like, subscribe and share, and if you have any comments, I'd love to hear it. So the new project is I've been asked to do three stocking hangers. So basically they want the letters, and we've cut the letters. They're all drying. They are going to be 3 layers, and then they will go in there, and I am hoping, so it will look something like that, and I'm hoping to also put lights in the middle. But now, because what I've used is an old kitchen top, it's got a nice bottom to it, but because I don't like this, and even if you paint it you can see it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put paper on it, disguise it, and then paint it all up. And once all that is done in there, and for the letters to hold, I am actually going to pour some resin. So I'll try and do the resin the same color as the paper, or actually just give the paper a whole coat of resin, and this will hold beautifully. So that is the project for today. Now, because it's lunchtime, and as you all know by now, I come in here either very early in the morning or at lunchtime and try to get things done. Now this order only came in on Friday evening, so spent most of Saturday cutting it up. Laser was playing up, so that didn't work too well, but eventually got all that sorted. And these my partner only managed to do last night. So yes, I am actually starting with the first one now. What I actually want to do is sort of complete one, and then hold the letters somehow, not in a permanent position just yet, because I want to put the lights on again, not permanently fixed, but in a way where the customer can see whether she does want them or not, because she's not sure if she wants the fairy lights. I think it will look cute, but she needs to decide. I can't do that for her. So let's get some Mod Podge and let's get this show on the road. Now what I want to do is, obviously I want to be careful with how I put the paper at the bottom here, because I don't really want it to go too much over onto the back, because I mean this is perfect as it is to be. I won't fold it. What I'll do is, once it's dry, I'll just go in and trim it. But yes. So all 3 are now dry, as you can see. So I just want to now trim the excess paper. So like I said before, I'm planning on putting a ribbon right at the bottom all the way around and at the top for, well, for one, to hide the fact that this top is cracked from the circular saw, but two, it will also be part of Christmas decorations, I guess. So I'm not too worried how it looks on the edges, because like I say, I will definitely be covering it up. Of course, I don't want it to be shoddy. No, still got to be pretty neat, but like I say, I'm not too worried if it's not 100%. We're going to do a disguise job, I guess. I don't think I'd forgive myself if it wasn't a good job. I mean, it's still got to be neat, but there's nothing I can really do about the cracks there. That's what I'm talking about. So that's why the original idea of putting some tape on. But yeah, the paper anyway is pretty neat. Just a few little bits off here and there. Yeah. Now, these letters, they need to be sanded to have another coat of paint. I used spray paint just to give it the first coat. Because I knew it was going to have a proper coat of some pearlescent, pearlized white. So just the base coat, nothing wrong with that. Make it nice and smooth. The back, I will do black with the same iridescent paint that's going to go on the stands, because I mean it is the back of the letter, so it doesn't really matter. So that's ready for its, you know, even though this has got that pearlized paint on it, it's looking sort of greenish. Can you see that? I don't know why. Very strange. Need to give it another coat. So the letters are now all painted. As you can see, here are the 3 layers. So that's the one you saw yesterday. The red has now been done. Again, it's just spray paint. So on the red, on the right side, I'm going to give it another coat of some red with a little bit of sparkle. But so that's been done, and then the silver goes on there. So they fit quite nicely all together. But of course, because I want to try and put some lights in there, there's going to be a difference. So I'm going to find a way to close the gaps up in there. I don't know how, but we'll see how it goes. I don't think it will be too thick because it's only fairy lights. But yes, that's basically the E. So there are 2 E's, and again there's the L. So this is the, again, what you saw what you saw a few seconds ago to you, and then there's the red part and the silver. So yes, I think the letters are all set to go. Like I say, I'm just going to give the red another coat so that it's I mean, it is beautiful the way it is, but yeah, so I'm impressed. I like how they look. I definitely think the lights will make it shine out, but we'll see how it all goes. Now I have to just work on the bases. Still wondering, as you can see, this is one of the names. So obviously if I take the E, let's put this on the floor before it drops on the dragon and I'm going to be angry. Okay, so if I take one of the E's, right, so that's going to go in there. Now I can either put Eleanor just there, or I had originally thought I'd stick it there, but the hook's got to come in here somewhere for the stocking. So decisions. Now before I start painting and doing anything else of decoration, I need to put the lights on here temporarily, because if she decides she definitely wants to go with the lights, we're going to drill a hole so that the lights can feed through, and then it's just here on the side, and there's nothing on the top making it look messy. So I can't start painting until that is decided. So that's the next step, is temporarily put on the lights. So I'm going to temporarily use some double-sided tape, and it's not too strong, this one, so I'm not overly worried or overly concerned. Oh, the least it could do is pull out. I think I'm going to use something thinner. The worst it can do, I meant to say, is it will pull off some paint, but I guess then I can just give it another coat, so that's not worrying me. But we do need to decide whether or not it's going to have lights, so that then I can decide, well, then I can carry on decorating the rest of it, because if it needs lights, then my partner needs to do a hole into it so that the lights will fit. And if it's not going to have lights, then I guess I can go ahead and start the decorating. I haven't really thought how I'm even putting the lights. I'm just laying tape down. Okay, so after battling with lights for almost 45 minutes, I've decided we're not doing the lights. It is an option I had given her and she wasn't sure, so it's just not viable. The lights, there is just too much spacing between each light, and because the E is just, it's got so many holes and there's not enough space for the wire to be folded into, it's just becoming an absolute nightmare. So no lights, which means I can start decorating. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put down some white gesso. Well, I was recording because I've done 2 of them already. I was saying that they are dry and that I am giving them a coat of white paint, but I've mixed some of my pearl white with this acrylic. This one I'd just done the pearl white, but you can still sort of see the brown come up, so I wanted to make it a little bit darker. So I've done the other 2, and I decided to look up and realized it's not recording. So you get to see me do one at least. I guess when you've seen one, you've seen them all. So I just want to dry the pearl white that I'd put on top here. Definitely want a little bit more cover. Now I have a heater going in my craft haven, my shed. It does get cold in here obviously overnight, but because I've had resin that has needed to dry, I did leave the heater on a very low heat. It comes on automatically when it reaches a certain temperature, so that could hopefully dry, or at least semi-dry, because I still need it pliable. So I've just put it on slightly higher when I came in, so that paint should dry pretty fast. I doubt very much it will dry fast enough for me to give it another coat before I have to start work, but we can always get started on the second coat of the red on the letters. And then I can start sticking that down. wondering, why do I use this if I've got a silicone mat down and a silicone mat that looks the way mine does? Basically because I want to be doing a bit more on here this morning, so I don't want there to be wet paint so it doesn't get onto everything else, and then I can just put this on the floor and let it dry, or on the counter next to me. There's a bit of space instead of going onto the floor. So I definitely want to give it a coat of some nice red, a little bit darker than what it is. But I'm thinking of giving it some of this dragonfly glaze. This one is red, violet, blue shift. See how it comes out. Anyway, one at a time. I think maybe smaller than that. Let's use one of these. Yeah. I've got festive red. But, you know, I actually don't want either of those. I want the one that is in there. One is almost finished, but one is still full, and that one, I've got 3 of the same. So this is Ultra Metallics Red. Now I think you can already see the difference between there where I've just done it and where it was. It looks a lot more Christmassy. And it doesn't really matter what's on the back because that's also red, so if it gets a bit on the back, that's fine. It's not going to be seen, it's going to be stuck to the white part, so I'm not too worried about it. But I did want to paint it, even give it a base coat of just red, so it's not, you don't see the wood coloring that is, you know, the natural wood. This is dry, so we are going to start sticking it down. These are dry. I'm going to give them a coat of, well, I'm going to give this one, it's iridescent, and this one's called Playful Pink. So this one I thought I would use for Eleanor. I'm just hoping they come out. I haven't really used this, so let's just see. Let's see if you can see this. It's very subtle. There you go. Very subtle, but that's quite nice. The side, I'm going to go with red, violet, blue shift. It around ever so slightly to see that you haven't missed anywhere. Very tricky on the eyes. Alright, let's put that one down. Did do all four sides. Not sure you can see. It's very subtle. I'll probably give it a second coat. The top, you can see a lot more. There you go, there's some pink there. Now the sides, not as much. I'll probably give them a second coat. Again, it's just been put down with one coat of Mod Podge, then I just sand it a little bit. So I've been having grief this morning with my internet connection, so I just carried on with the projects, couldn't keep waiting for it to be sorted, but it is sorted now, so we can carry on together. There you go, that's a second coat. Then what I want to do is, once this is dry, is just go over it with the Dragonfly like I've got on there. Just give it all one extra coat. One on the top. Hoping to have him finished this weekend. If I could get it finished tonight would be excellent, because then I could always just deliver them tomorrow. During the week it's just an absolute nightmare. So we're going to let this dry nicely, and we'll do the Mod Podge, or the decoration on the side. Now I do have to cut another one, because when I was putting one on top earlier on, I damaged it. So had originally only done 3. Now with the lettering, what I've done with all the words, I took embossing powder. This one is white solid, as you can see there. And I've basically done both sides already. So there you go. Eleanor, Lucas and Elliot. Now because of the dot of the eye, I've just put a little bit of wire and just held it together. So those are done. I still haven't quite decided how I'm going to put it all on, whether it's going to be on the side, if it's going to be on the top, I don't know. I think once the letters are on, it will be easier to then determine how I should do it. But for now, yeah. Okay, so now what I want to do with the letters, because if you recall, I did the background yesterday. I'm thinking of maybe just giving them a coat of that one, just to finish it off nicely. But I also need to go all the way around. That's maybe what I should do now. this is going to have to go into a second part, as this video has already gone into 40 minutes. I want to thank you so much for being here with me. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave any comments you like, and I will post the second part in the next couple of days, so you don't have to wait a whole week to see the finalized project. Anyway, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you all, chat to you all very soon. Bye for now.